Y'all hanging out with the sheep? Where are they? I don't see them. Hi, puppies. Hey! Calm down! Oh, hi, puppy. There's the sheep over there. Hey, leave him alone. He's old. Hey. 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 Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Too much. It's okay, Fat. All right, let me pick you up. Oh, man. Sun is almost down. It's dark. We're just doing a quick little outing, following the sheep. The puppies have been doing a good job of coming out here on their own, but I'm coming with them. There's the little lamb. So the boys from the mixed litter are going to be orange, red, and blue. So here's orange. Where's red? I don't know. Probably back there. Blue's in here somewhere. Here's blue. Blue's the smallest of the boys. So orange and red are the biggest. Orange is definitely the biggest of the boys. When it comes to girls, we've got green, yellow, silver, pink, and purple. Hey. And some of these puppies are playing rough. It's not unnatural, but I do gripe at them for it if it's too intense. Hey. Hey. There's red, by the way. Orange, red, and then blue is around here. So it gives you an idea of the boys. Hey. Alright. We're going to sign off. It's about to be way too dark. Good morning, Rigel. Looks like we have a puppy over there. Hi, babies. Good morning. Good morning, kids. Those are some Luann babies. Purebred Maremmas. Yellow and silver. There's double black from Luann. That's blue from Luann. And we got some more puppies in the pasture. Oh, those are my last two Esther puppies. I do have a couple of puppies where somebody paid for them to stay here later. So those puppies are just going to stay with us a little extra longer. They're going to help me train these other kids. Hi, babies. Come on. Look at how beautiful it is this morning. Alright, on the left, that looks like Pink Girl from the mixed litter. I really like her. She's a little shy with me, not overly social. And this is Yellow Girl. She's actually a little bit shy too with me, but they've been really good with the livestock. This is great. And this is what I want my puppies to do, just hang out with the sheep. This is what the adults do. Sheep over here, puppies hanging out over here. Got a puppy over there amongst the sheep. Can I scratch your belly? Hi, Scoot. Alright, belly scratches. Oh yeah, that's a good belly. By the way, I haven't really introduced y'all to this guy. This is Vagar. We named him after one of the Game of Thrones dragons. And he's a Maine Coon. He's still a kitten. He's still very young, although he's just as big as my adult cats. Of course, he's going to get bigger than them, so... But with him being such a large cat breed, they're kind of like large dog breeds as well, like Maremmas and Great Pyrenees. They take longer to fully mature. So he'll probably be about 3 years old before he's full grown. And that's pretty much how it goes with these dogs as well. Puppies love the kitties. The kitties don't love them quite as much. But it's a good lesson for the puppies. Got these guys over here just hanging out. Got this little one. That's Blue Boy from Luann. Got that kid right there. It looks like one of the mixed puppies. Who are you? Oh, you're Blue. You're Blue Boy. Let me talk about this guy. This boy, I already know where he's going. Now, I don't let people choose their puppies typically until they're about 12 weeks old. But this boy, he's the smallest of the boys. I don't love his conformation for breeding or anything like that, but he carries some very obvious Naso Rosso Maremma characteristics. And when it comes to the Maremmas, there are different bloodlines, and one of them is the very rare and considered extinct Naso Rosso bloodline, which comes from Ladybird. She's got red nose and white eyes. Bobby Joe also carries those genes, but she doesn't have the red nose. In fact, here's Ladybird. Hi, Ladybird. Birdie, let me see your beautiful eyes and your beautiful nose. Well, there you are. Gorgeous. Anyhow, so I am really big on the idea of making sure that when you're breeding animals, you breed for very healthy genetics in terms of, the dog not having any genetics that are going to cause them to have any illnesses at a young age, like cancers, for instance, or have joint problems like hip dysplasia, for instance. And so we do a lot of testing on our dogs to make sure that we're not breeding those things into our dogs. But I also like the idea of preserving some of the genetics within the Maremma breed. And, the Naso Rosso genetics are very rare. They do still float around in the breed. It's just not very common. And so when it comes to Ladybird, she is retired from breeding, but we've got her genetics. And then we also now have a puppy that has those genetics as well. And my plan is to use this puppy to help us test for what genetics make the Naso Rosso. So I've got a mixed puppy that I can compare those genetics with on a purebred Maremma to help us isolate what those genetics are and whether those genetics are healthy to retain. So ultimately, I've really wanted and liked the idea of trying to preserve those Naso Rosso genetics. That's why we're gonna keep this boy. I don't love his conformation. He's not a dog that I think is truly excellent for breeding purposes. He doesn't tick all the boxes for me. But to understand those Naso Rosso genes a little better, he's going to help us figure that out. That's the idea. That chicken kicked y'all's butt. This chicken mama is awesome. By the way, she now has 7 babies instead of just 5. I slipped her 2 more chicks and she accepted them. But these puppies have been awesome with the chicks. They have not touched them for fear that they will get their butts kicked. They don't even flinch. Oh, they're so funny. By the way, a little bit of a construction zone. I've been saying it for the last couple of years that I'm getting a fence around my front yard, and it's actually happening. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't let y'all out. Come on, guys. This is where they stay at night time. Yeah. I really like Pink. She's not terribly social with me. She's kind of shy with me, but she's going to be a big girl. She looks very Pyrenees in a lot of ways. Her body is just very Pyrenees, but she's real sweet. She's pretty confident with the sheep. She's not confident with me, which is fine. I'd rather her be more interested in the sheep than me. Hi, Pink. Oh, you're so pretty. I'm trying to get her to be a little more... Yeah, you want to be my friend. You just don't want me to touch you just yet. I also really like Black. She's definitely the most confident of all the girls. She's good with sheep, good with chickens. They're all great with chickens, really. Yellow is the smallest of the females. She's got a very thin body type. She's very Maremma in that way in comparison to the other puppies. She doesn't have that big, bulky Great Pyrenees thing going on. Here's Green. Hi, Green. Hi. When it comes to the boys, Orange is a big boy. He's a really big boy. Second to him in size would be Red. I would say that Red looks a little more Maremma. Little Pink girl. Which is fine, because I don't really want the puppies to touch me either. Because that's besides the point. That's the yellow puppy from Luan, so that's a purebred Maremma. A little difficult on video to tell the Maremmas apart from the Great Pyrenees, but I can definitely tell. Especially when you look at the hind legs, that's where you see the difference. Alright, right, it's midday and I've got puppies hanging out with cows over here. And then got puppies asleep right there. And then over here looks like we had a lamb just born. Yeah, got a lamb born. Got some puppies hanging out. So we've got just one lamb on the ground. I bet you she's got another one inside of her. Looks like it was just born. Got a couple of the adults. Actually got 3 adults attending the birth. Another adult right there. Here's Duke. Another adult right there. Oh, we got puppies over there asleep. They're all out here hanging out with the sheep, doing what they're supposed to do. And of course hanging out with cows. I apologize, it's windy. Maple is over here throwing a fit. Alright, I'm coming. She only likes to come out here if I'm out here. Come on, honey. Oh, I think Mama's gonna lay down and push out another one. We're gonna get another baby. And that looks like Gertrude walking up to her. And that one is the wan. There's Esther. Hi, who are you? Oh, she just pushed that baby out. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. And the dogs do clean the mama's behind. Of course, they eat the placenta as well. The mama will be a little upset about too many dogs around the babies, but it's okay, especially when it's a little bit cold. I like it when the dogs help to clean up the babies. And it's a little cold today now that we've had that rain come through. They help her get the job done quicker. Keeps the baby from getting chilled. Doing good. I like when the puppies are on the sidelines rather than getting too involved too quickly. Hi, Mama. You did good. Oh, that's a boy. What about this one? Is it a boy? Also a boy. Dang it. Come on, give me a third one. Give me a girl. We got this one coming over here now. Which one is that? Looks like green from the mixed litter. This is absolutely perfect. They're not overly invading her space right now. And there's a lot of smells going on. Beautiful. That is the green puppy from Luann, so purebred Maremma. Got another puppy making its way over here. Oh, now we got more puppies heading this way. These puppies are being very respectful. Alright, I'm gonna go get Rigel. He's upset that he can't get over here. Come on, Rigel. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's so excited. Where are they? Checking for them. Where are they at? Not there. Come on, Rigel, it's over here. Look, there's Rigel submitting to Duke. Good boys. Duke is the alpha, and he respects Duke by submitting to him. Oh, they're trying to... Ah! They're just learning how to respect mama and babies. Oh, Duke is gonna go tell Rigel that he wants him to back off. Rigel doesn't want to back off though. He loves when little lambs are born. Uh-oh, someone's riding a bicycle. Uh-oh. So, you can't tell because of all the trees, but the dogs are now herding the sheep over here away from the bicycle. And now they're going to go into the pasture, yep, and chase the bicycle. Let's see. Oh, yep. That's Duke and Esther chasing the bicycle. Yep. Bicycles are not cool. Well, they feel like they did something. All right, back to business over here. And if you notice, some of the dogs charge, some of them moved the sheep, and then some of them stayed here with the mama and baby. When you've got multiple livestock guardians, those are the types of roles that they play. And they pick out their roles all on their own. One of them is up on his feet. The other one's trying. Since it's cold, just for my own peace of mind, I decided to give each of them a little dose of Jump Start and selenium. Now, I think they'll be fine, but you know, we just had a little bit of a cold snap and they're out here in the wind. The wind is what can make it difficult when you've got some coolness in the air. I'm gonna leave and then we'll come back out here in a little while and check up on everything. Alright, I went inside and vacuumed. So this baby's on its feet. That's the second born. This is the firstborn. He's not on his feet. Why aren't you on your feet? Come on, kid. Wake up. Hey. Why aren't you standing up? He's not really using his hind legs. What's going on, baby? Why can't you stand up? Why aren't you standing up? Oh, maybe he just needs encouragement. You can do it. You can do it. Get up. Looks like that baby figured it out, actually. I got him to stand up, and he got to Mama's bag, and he's taking a couple sips, and I can already tell it's perking him up. That colostrum, it's like a superfood. All you need is a few drops, and weak lamb will all of a sudden become Superman. Well, the 2 lambs are nice and active, up on their feet, drinking like they ought to. Nice and lively, and all the puppies are out there napping with them. I couldn't be happier.